Hey guys, this is Trevor Dixon with Pure Construction coming to you with the realities of rehab. This is going to be a YouTube channel dedicated to construction and all things renovations. I'm the owner of Pure Construction Co. This is our company. We specialize in major renovations, custom bathrooms, kitchens, and lately we've been getting into home flipping. All right, guys, so for those of you interested in starting your own business or possibly getting involved in real estate, I'm going to go through my personal experience. So I was in a stable position with a local municipality as a building inspector before I started my company. Through that, I experienced and gained a bunch of knowledge. However, it was terrifying, the idea of leaving that steady paycheck to go out on my own and try to make a business. So, stable job, mortgage, car payments, new bride, son, dog, expenses. I am nobody special. I had zero money when I started. No savings. I had all of these monthly expenses that had to be paid, and we didn't know what the world we were going to do. So where did we start and where can you start? And the first thing that I can say is start with education. I watched hundreds and hundreds of hours of YouTube videos, audiobooks, anything I could get my hands on relating to the business world, finances, and in my case, construction, because that's what I was interested in. That's what I wanted my business to be. So where can you start? Well, this is why I'm on YouTube, because I want to take my experience, because it was helpful for me, and I want to share it with you so that hopefully you can take this knowledge from my experience and apply it for your life and your business. All right, guys, so I realize that as you're looking at starting your own business, especially if you do have a semi-stable job and debt and a family, it's an extremely daunting idea. But I want to encourage you that it's not impossible. I am on year 2 of my business. It's 2021, January or February, I guess. And I started and quit my job in April of 2018. So we are going into our full second year. Yeah, our full second year. And I'm currently sitting in our office space. I've got a team of 6 guys, 3 work vans and a truck running 6 days a week. So it is possible. But before you go and quit your job, there's a couple things that I do want to at least suggest to you. The first one is self-educate, research, watch videos, watch YouTubes, read books, whatever you can get your hands on, especially in the topic that you're interested in or the business that you're interested in. Get mentorship. Reach out to people that are doing what you're wanting to do. Don't reach out to the people that are so far ahead of you. You want people that are 1 or 2 steps above you so that you can actually model what they've done. Because you don't want this guy that's, so far up that it's hard to imagine you being there. You want somebody that you can see they're 2-3 steps above you, and you can kind of start modeling their behavior so that you can build your business in that manner. And then you can customize it and do things the way that you want to do them. Another small tip that I want to suggest to y'all is that when you're doing your self-research and you're watching videos like this one, just take everything with a grain of salt. Because some of these videos, they tell you all this stuff and it comes off really intimidating. I watched several videos on how to start a business and quit a full-time job when you have all this debt and you got a family and you have no choice but to produce an X amount of income. And it was sort of discouraging. But what I realized is that, these videos that talk about you need X amount of dollars saved to cover X amount of expenses for X amount of time, it's wise and it's intelligent, but it's not always realistic. And I just want to encourage you that it is possible to do these things under tighter budgets, in shorter time frames, and within your realm of expertise and reality. So once you've done a little bit of this research and you've kind of started getting excited about, your possible business, you do need to dig into what you're really gonna need. How much do you need each month to survive? Bare minimum. How much is your mortgage or your rent? How much are your utilities? How much is your car payment or insurance? How much does it cost for your family to eat? How much is your kid's soccer game? Whatever it may be, just figure out exactly that dollar amount so that you get your first target. All right, guys, so as you start learning, as you start figuring out your finances and getting a plan together of what you're really going to need in order to start a business, then next you got to figure out what your business is. Now, I'm going to talk about construction because that's what I like and that's what I'm good at. That's what my experience is in, and that's what we decided to start our business in. So the first thing that I did before I did anything else is I created a name. Our name was Pure Construction. So I went on the North Carolina Secretary of State and I researched that name to make sure nobody else had it, and I got it. And I filed for an LLC, and then I submitted all my paperwork and opened up an official company. The next step that I did was branding, because for me, branding is very important. That's how you get your name out there. So in my case, I have a design background and I created my own logo. In your case, I can recommend that you can Google designers. I think Fiverr and a couple other places will design logos for very inexpensively. My brother with Dixon Landscape, or Dixon Company now, he did that. He had Fiverr just design a logo, and I think it's very inexpensive. So get a logo, pick a name, and figure out exactly what it is you're going to do. Once you have your name, once you have your LLC, once you have, an actual product, in my case it's a service, and you have a brand, at that point you can start figuring out how to transition from your full-time job into your business full-time. All right, so we now have a name, we're legal, we have a logo, we know our monthly expenses, so we have a target revenue stream, and we know exactly what we need to do. We have our ducks in a row, for lack of a better way of explaining it. So what do you do now? Well, now you got to start marketing yourself. What I did personally is I went to my local B&I groups. In this case, I'm in North Carolina, so I went to the High Point Builders Association. And I just went to a meeting that I knew about, and I started introducing myself to people and said, hey, I'm starting this business. Here's a card. If you need some help, let us know. And I started building relationships, because relationships are how you're really going to make this thing work. I was doing this in the evenings after my 8-to-5 job. I was getting online. I created a Facebook page. I created a website. So we start marketing. We start building a social media page. We start building a website. But we don't have any product. We don't have any services. We haven't accomplished any jobs. So what I started doing is going around to my friends and family. Hey, I'm doing construction. I have this experience. And I started marketing myself to friends, neighbors, family, the people in my church. And I started getting little small jobs that I would do in the evenings or on weekends. And I started documenting them, photos of everything, photos and videos. And then that was what I used to promote my social media accounts and my website. So once you start getting a couple jobs under your belt, once you have some documented progress and you can actually show people what you do, then you can start really honing in. And I recommend saving every dollar that you get from the side jobs, because your current employment is going to be paying your bills. So save these dollars so that when you're really ready to start, you do have at least a little bit of a cushion. This is going to help you tremendously. This is what I did personally, and I ended up being able to use that extra funds for marketing or pay-per leads. And this is what really helped boost my business when I was trying to start. Because again, I started in debt, I started with a family, and I started really, really in the hole with absolutely no cash savings. So this is how I did it. Okay, guys, so as you start getting into this, celebrate your wins, all right? You get one job, that's exciting. Get excited about it. Publicize it. Talk to people about it. And this is going to give you a real boost in motivation and confidence. This is going to help you with developing short-term goals as well. So you've got a revenue goal, and what you really want to do is once your side jobs are meeting or exceeding your revenue target to cover your expenses that your full-time job is currently covering, this is when you start looking at transitioning into full-time with your business. All right? So for me personally, it took me 6 months of grinding in the evenings and on weekends, doing side jobs to meet the revenue stream that my other job was providing me. I also, just for full transparency, had my wife. My wife was working as well, so she had an additional revenue that acted as a little bit of a cushion while we were getting started. It wasn't a lot, but it was a little bit more that gave me an extra confidence to step out on my own. So any of y'all that are in this situation where you're looking to transition out of your full-time job, if you have a spouse that is currently working, maintain that for as long as you can to give y'all that extra little bit of cushion while you're getting started. This was a tremendous help for me, and now 6 months later, I'm full-time in my company. 2 years after that, we're sitting in our own office space. My wife works full-time with us, and we have a full-on team. And now we're trying to give back and share with y'all exactly how we did this. So for you guys looking at starting your own company, looking at getting into construction or starting your own business, I want to encourage you that it is possible, because I've done it and I was really not in a great spot. I also want to tell you it is not easy. It is 100% worth it, but it is not easy. It was long nights, long hours, sleepless nights. We had times where we didn't know if we were going to be able to pay the mortgage. We had times where we didn't know if we were going to be able to make a car payment or whatever. But it's 100% possible, and it's 100% worth it. So with all the struggles and with it being possible as well, what I've learned and what I've really gained out of owning my own business is freedom. I'm able to create my own schedule. I'm able to directly affect and control my finances. Whether that's easy or not is not the point. The point is, if I'm working and I'm building, I can increase my finances, and there's no limit to it. If I decide to be lazy, well, my finances immediately are affected by that. So you get to kind of control your own destiny, and that's the exciting part. Me and my wife work together, and we get to decide, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do the other? How are we going to market? How are we going to bring in business? How are we going to increase our revenue or strengthen our team? And that's the exciting part. It's creative, it's fun, you get to build together, and you get the freedom to create your own future. So this is how I did it. I hope this is helpful for you guys. I look forward to doing more videos in the future. If you like this content, please share, subscribe, and like it, and we will see you on the next go round.